Good morning. Starting our day out in the field. Actually, we are just getting back from church this morning. Went to early service, and the field is on the way home, so I brought clothes and we changed here. We did a little work yesterday. I did not film it. We did do a live stream. Go check that out if you missed it. But yesterday, late afternoon, about 5 o'clock, came out to the fields here and we did a little disking. And so worked on that, worked pretty late last night, got the field across the road done, got this field around this house done, and was working back there in the backfield. And well, we had a little incident. There's I don't know if you can tell, there's some missing pieces in this general vicinity of the Packer. Yeah. We had a bearing go out and I didn't catch it, and it wore a hole right through the bearing hanger until she fell off. So it's laying back there in the back. Dad's back there right now with the 7520 in a bucket trying to pick it up. We need to figure out where to unfold this, where we've got some room to work on. We'll probably just go out here in the field. But yeah, that was not fun, especially at 12:30 in the morning. We did get a very, very light rain last night. Not enough to really slow us down, I don't think. We're going to go plant corn here in a little bit. I'm going to help Dad get this fixed and then going back to the farm to get the corn planter ready to go and start planting corn. Dad's got, I don't know, 10 or 15 acres to do in that backfield, and then there's 75 acres around the corner with the disc, and then he's going to jump in the field cultivator. We might have to jump in the field cultivator a little bit or go look around and see what we can find, but we should have a big day today and tomorrow, and then potentially rain on Tuesday. So we'll see what we get done between now and then. So here's the other end. It's got this, it's supposed to look like that, and it doesn't. So this end comes out of there. We got to get a chisel. We don't have the right tools to pop that out of there and put the new one in. Well, we've gotten the tools that we needed. A whole bunch of chisels and a torch. And, well, it's coming slowly. Need more heat. Well, a little more progress. We got the old one out, and now we got to get the new one in, and it won't quite go. So we're gonna get her super hot and friction fitted in there. Hopefully, it'll work. He is having all kinds of fun. We won. All right, so now we got to get this back up here. We've got the bearing, the pegs, whatever, replaced on that side. We've got to get this one in, so we got to get this peg lined up with there, and then put the bearing on there and roll it into place and bolt it up. So we'll see how we do here. Dad's going to lower it down for us. The scrapers are going to be in the way. All right. Back in and good to go. So Dad's gonna finish this up. Have fun.
Have fun.
Ronald and I are taking the tractor back to the farm. We'll have this here. Phil should be on his way with the bean planter shortly, so he'll need a truck to get back to get his seed tender and everything, and so that'll work. Okay, Ryland, it's time to go get the corn planter ready. Are you ready?
We're gonna be in the 8 already.
Yeah. For a little bit. Actually, what I should probably do is run the field cultivator on a farm first, because we're going to plant one field and then have anything left to plant because nothing's worked up and ready to go. And Dad's going to be stuck here instead of going in the field cultivator for right now. It would give that field a little more time to air out. I don't know. Well, he's got to finish this field with the... He's not stuck. He's just got to finish this, so he can't run the field cultivator yet. So if I got in the field cultivator and got another 80 acres or something done and ready to go, then we could keep rolling with the planter after we get started later, and Dad can get in the field cultivator once we're done. Oh, we'll see. We're gonna make a plan here, but we're gonna plant something today. I can promise you that. Okay, we are back to the farm here. It almost looks like we had a little bit more rain here than we did at the field where we were at today. No, we're not going to the backfield. Phil is getting the bean planter loaded up to go down there because I no doubt he can plant there. We're going to go check the field right over here on the other side of those trees that is all worked up and ready to be planted as soon as possible. If we can plant it, we're going to load the planter up and go and plant it. I don't know if it is ready. If it's not, we'll have to go see if we can find somewhere to run the field cultivator for a few hours until it airs out a little bit more. I don't think it's gooey and just super soft underneath, but it might be wet enough and sticky enough on top that the dirt would stick to our gauge wheels and that would cause us some problems. So this is the field that we are going to plant. It's ready. The thing that concerns me is this, and it doesn't look like much. It probably would be fine, but we've got some stuff that's just a little damp on top. It's not gooey, and it doesn't ball up, but it does stick a little bit to your fingers, and it will eventually build up on the gauge wheels on the planter, which will cause it to not plant as deep as we want it to, and that concerns me. If I had, 200 acres that were ready to plant, I would say, all right, time to go. But I have 80 acres that are ready to plant here. And then I'm going to have to sit and wait because our field cultivator is not running. So I'm thinking maybe we should go look around and see if we can go field cultivate something and then come and plant this and just give it a little bit more time to air out. Just the breeze and being not raining, it will dry up a little bit more. I really wish the sun would come out, but not yet. It's not quite ready. It's really close. We probably could plant it, but I think we're going to wait. We're going to plant it later today for sure. Came out to check another field. I'm gonna walk down towards this dip here in the middle. This is a field where we had double crop beans last year. It is a field where we demoed that 9RX, pulled the ripper a little deeper, did not get across the entire field with that, and then we switched to our sunflower chisel plow behind the 8RX on this end of the field. So we'll have that little comparison going on out here. We do have some volunteer wheat, you can see. We debated spraying this before we till it and plant it, but if it's ready to go and be tilled, I think I'm just going to bring the field cultivator down and we'll knock it down, and then we'll make sure we've got some glyphosate in with our herbicide, pre-emerge herbicide, after we get it planted to corn, because in theory, this could be planted by the end of tonight. And I would do it if it's dry and we can work it. We were right in the bottom of the draw, the low spot here. There was clearly water setting here at some point. I don't know how long ago that's been, but there's a line right there where the water floated the trash up and everything. I've dug our hole. When the dirt breaks apart, when you drop it like that, then it's pretty well ready to go. If you squeeze it and it breaks, rather than balling up, we're good. And I'm not digging super deep, but deeper than the field cultivator will go. So I think we're gonna get the field cultivator and come here. There's 86 acres. It'll take us probably 3 hours to run the field cultivator over this. By then that other field will be ready to plant, and this one might be ready to plant, and heck, I might come here before I go to that other one just because of the way the varieties work out and stuff. That might work better. And then I think we can go to some other stuff later tonight with the field cultivator, so we can hopefully keep moving big time tomorrow. But we'll see how it goes. Just getting started here. So the neighbors, they actually planted that field already, planted into that cover crop. So trying to stay on our side of the line best I can. It's hard to tell exactly where they're at, but I think we're pretty close. And hopefully we can work this volunteer weed out pretty well and knock it down. So far in this pass it looks really good, but we might have to set our field cultivator down a half inch or so just so it digs in a little better and takes these weeds out really well. Way over there on the road, there goes our bean planter. So the field that we were working is about halfway between the farm and where we were disking, or where Dad's over there disking, and Phil's going over to start planting what we had disked last night. So this is working up really well. Looks beautiful. It's taking that weed out. It'll probably grow back a little bit, but we're gonna be able to plant this really nice. I'm debating whether we come straight here next, or if we go to the other field that is worked up and ready to go. I don't know. I'm going to look at my varieties list and where I think we're going to go after that and kind of figure out which way to do things. I'm also debating a little bit the varieties that I have planned to go to our Berkey farm are fuller season. They're the 110 and 11 day corn, which I'm pretty confident we're going to be down there finishing up harvest this year, which is why I did that. I thought, well, let's push that stuff, put some of the full season corn down there. It's going to be the last stuff harvested anyway. It should be fine. But it is very wet there. Much, much wetter than it is right here. And the chances of us getting down there to plant before Memorial Day weekend are pretty low. Like, it just doesn't look good. So if we're going to get down there to plant late, maybe I need to pull an audible and call, not plant the late season corn there, which means that the fields where I was going to plant early corn here, I need to not do that and plant that full season stuff up, save the early stuff for Berkey. I don't know. It changes my entire plan. I hate doing that because I've made a plan for a reason, but you got to be flexible as well. And I'm pretty sure this field that we're in right now, I had 103 days scheduled to come in. Maybe I better plant the 111, 10-day stuff here and not worry about that that full season corn down to Berkey and save the 103 day for there. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Just finishing the big field up here. So 86 acres in this one, and we got to do the ends along the road yet, and we're going to head back and load up the planter. I haven't decided yet if I'm coming here or going to the other field. We're going to need to figure that out real quick though. Somewhere right in here was the split where we switched from using the disc ripper versus the sunflower chisel plow. It was pretty indistinguishable. I couldn't really tell a difference just in working the ground here. Or maybe that line right there, I don't know. Yeah, I've got a map of it, of where that change happened, so we'll be able to kind of watch the crops and stuff and check the yields this fall, but I don't think it's going to be noticeable. We made it back to the farm here, and we got to get the planter loaded up. We're going to go to the field that we just finished fitting for a couple of reasons. One, the varieties work out better going that way. And two, I think it's drier there. It's just a touch wetter here. Even still, it's damp on top in places. And so, yeah, it's weird. But we'll go plant that. It'll take us just a couple hours once we get loaded up. It is 4:30. I mean, we should be done there by 7, 8 o'clock, we'll say. 7:30. And we should be able to load up and do that other 80 tonight yet too. So, should get them both done. Getting our planter loaded up. We're starting with fertilizer. We're putting our pop-up in. That's going in that tank. We need about 500 gallons to plant this field. I pumped a little bit that was left in our big tank into the front one there, which is also part of my 2x2x2 system. And we got 125 gallons in there. We'll just leave that for now. We're going to load up what we need for in there. That way we don't ever run short. And it lets me start from zero from my mixing procedures so that everything is... I know where we're at with everything, I guess. Seed going in. Help here. Just a tiny little bit left in there. That's from our experimental little plot that we did the other day. I ain't worried about that. That's just gonna get planted out. Okay, minor situation, but we'll be okay. This box here was one of the boxes that I dropped. It spilled. Now, it didn't all spill. I saved most of it in there, I thought. And so I was just going to use up that. Well, that's what's in here. This is all good, clean stuff. But we emptied the box. We didn't quite get enough for what I thought I needed for half the field. And so I went and grabbed the other box of it. That's the box that we had picked up that I ran through the cleaner. This is the one that I thought was the best. But we may have some seed flow issues. We've isolated it to this side of the planter. We'll see how many pounds we end up putting in there. And we'll see how far it plants, and we may have to get another box of different variety, which I was supposed to have 2 varieties down here anyway. I was kind of trying to not do that because it's a complication to have to take the seed tender down there, but actually we're getting close. We got almost 600 pounds. We only needed 800 and something, so yeah. Done by 7 o'clock. Ha!
Ha! It's 5:30. We finally are loaded up and ready to go. It won't take us that long to plant it, but we're not going to be done by 7. Well, we're back in our field and we've gotten started planting. I got some end rows done, but I'm not getting a fertilizer flow reading. It's like my flow meter went bad. It's coming out of all of them. I can clearly see that when I run my tests, but it doesn't register going through the field, and my pressure goes to 100 psi and it's leaking. Because of that, it's like it's keeps trying to turn up the pump to get more flow because it's not registering anything, and it's telling me I'm under applying. I wonder if my flow meter is plugged up with some crap or something like our nozzles were. So I'm gonna take these 4 bolts off and see what we find. Well, that's not something that's gonna plug up, so either it went bad or it's not the problem, but it's not reading. It's gotta be this. I wonder if there was a way I could test it. I wish there was a way I could test it. There probably is, but I don't know how. I'm trying to do a calibration, but how the heck am I gonna do that? Oh gosh, this is not fun. Well, I cleaned that flow meter and it didn't do anything. It didn't help at all. So as much as I want to just shut the fertilizer off and plant without it, that's not a good idea. I could just run it at 100 pounds PSI until it blows every seal in the system. It was already some of them leaking. That's not a good idea. I wish there was any other way to throttle it, tell it to maintain a PSI, anything, but there's not. I did talk to a guy from the dealer who very, very graciously answered this phone at 7 o'clock on a Sunday night, and he concurred that it sounds like a flow meter. Was not sure if they have one in stock or not, but he said he would be at the store at 7 a.m. tomorrow, and well, I might be too. Do whatever it takes to get one, I guess. So I'm very frustrated. Not supposed to have these kind of issues with new equipment. Planters not old enough to have flow meters and crap like that go bad. Good news is the planter itself, the seed side of it, and the in-furrow system is working really well, almost flawlessly. It's the 2x2 that's giving me all the troubles. That's where we had all the plug stuff up the other day, and that's what's not working now. There's nothing I can do. There is nothing that I could do to make that plant tonight short of shutting it off. I just don't think that's the right move. But what this is going to do is it's going to make it much, much more critical that when we do get rolling and things get going, whether that's tomorrow or whenever, that we go like crazy. And corners are going to get cut, shortcuts are going to get taken, plans are not going to get followed. That's what's going to happen. The seed plan, where we got these varieties going exactly where they're supposed to go, it's going to go, and we are just going to plant whatever we've got and go plant. We're going to pick the full season varieties first, and we're going to put them in the ground. I hate to do that, but at some point I can't be messing around with this kind of stuff, so we'll see. We've got one more day before the rain. We'll see if hopefully we can work tomorrow. I will work until it rains. We'll just go all night. We should have plenty done with the field cultivator that I can do that, so we'll see. I'm going to find Dad, see what he's up to. I know he's field cultivating. I'll take over for him if he wants me to. Tell him where we're at with stuff, but I am pretty frustrated. Well, this looks like it's working out pretty good for the most part. I'll watch here for a second. Yeah, the good news is the rest of the stuff is progressing. Phil's getting a lot of beans planted. We're doing really well on the bean side, but the corn's getting critical and I can't get anything done with it. So, well, the more ground we get fit up ahead of it, the better, because I can plant fast. I can plant fast when we can plant, if we can plant. So we'll try and get this field. There's like 57 acres, triangular shaped piece along the river here, and then the field on the other side of the trees in the river over there is our irrigated field. I intend to get there tomorrow. I am going to plant that before it rains on Tuesday. So that's tomorrow's plan. All right, I'll stop complaining and whining that nothing works and just let you guys watch this tractor drive by. Alright, well, I'm going to run the field cultivator for a while. This field won't take long. Hour and a half maybe we'll be done here, so I'm just going to knock it out fast. And tractor therapy sometimes is a good thing, and when you can't do it in the corn planting tractor, might as well do it in the field cultivating tractor, I guess. I don't know. I'm frustrated. Can you tell? I've calmed down a little bit. We're feeling alright. I talked to a buddy of mine that he sells precision planting parts and stuff, and he's got a guy that he works with that's also a Surefire dealer. He has actually got a guy going to that place tomorrow morning and said, I bet he has a flow meter on the shelf that he could get for me. I said, okay, I'm going to try and find one before that, but if I can't, then at least we probably have sourced one. The problem is it won't be back here until at least noon, and I would like to be planting long before that, so we'll see if our dealer has one. SurePoint, did I tell you? Did I say this already? But Surefire got bought out by John Deere. John Deere owns it. They changed the name to SurePoint. All John Deere dealers are SurePoint dealers. So it makes sense that they would have these parts on hand. But it is not a John Deere part that I can go and look up on my dealer's system. I don't think. Maybe if I had the SurePoint part number, which I do have, I could type that into the dealer portal thing and see if it came up with anything, but I don't know. So anyway, we'll get there. The good thing is we can plant fast, right? I can plant a lot of corn in a hurry, and we will have a lot ready to be planted by the time we get going tomorrow morning. So that's good. Somebody lost their balloon. It's right there. The rows and the point of the triangle get mighty short here. So there's the shape of our field. We're clear down in that point. I don't even have time to hold it there and show you. And then we go into some of the longest passes that we farm along this ditch here, this angled side. They are well more than half a mile long. You can't make it from one end to the other with the combine. It's, yeah. But they're endrows, like I can't cut them up, so. Just had to turn the lights on to make the last couple passes on the ends here, but we're finishing this one up. Another field. Ready to plant, and it looks fantastic. It's beautiful. If only we could plant it. Tomorrow. There's that. That's nice. It's pretty. It helps. As if this day couldn't get any better. Just blew a tire on the way home. To be fair, we knew some of these tires were getting pretty bad. And I probably should have changed them, but I'm pretty sure we got a spare. The question is, that rim is already bad. It's junk. Do I wreck it completely? That side's still good. Is that rim salvageable, and is it worth it? Farm is right there. If I go slow enough, will it make it? No. But I will. Not good. Not good, but pretty much doesn't matter now, so we're just gonna creep her home. If you didn't know, somehow or another, I don't know how the physics work on this, but if you take a round piece of steel, like a rim, and you run it on pavement without air-filled rubber in it, eventually that round piece of steel becomes square. Not sure how that happens. There it is. This one's holding up pretty well. The tire is still there. It just keeps, yeah, we're destroying it. The rim is not square yet. Oh, we might make it back. Only going 3 miles an hour, but we're almost there. So what happens when you work on Sunday? Technically, the Packer broke on Sunday. It's 12:30 this morning. Planter broke on Sunday. And we got a flat tire. At least Phil's having a good day. Yes, I'm aware of your nest. Chill. I'll see you guys in the morning. I'm over it. Good night.